Back when I bought the first generation Apple Watch Ultra in September of 22, this one right here, I was torn between the Alpine Loop and the Ocean Band. And I went with the Alpine Loop, but after about a year it began to fray along the edges. And, it's likely because I wore it in the swimming pool to do laps several times a week, and maybe the pool chemicals got to it. This is only the latest. I've trimmed off a lot more fraying that happened before that, but anyway, it still functions. Anyway, I prefer fabric bands or metal bands for comfort. Elastomer bands have historically been uncomfortable for me. They don't really breathe, and my wrist likes to breathe. So when heat and sweat build up, elastomer's kind of clingy and uncomfortable. So fabric is usually better for me, and metal doesn't cling to my skin like elastomer can. Anyway, ever since I took a pass on the Ocean Band back in the day when I got this watch, I've been curious to try it again, even with the breathability issues. But the thing is, the Ocean Band is $100, and that just feels overpriced to me. And it's in line with Apple's habit of charging twice what a thing is probably worth, even with R&D. So anyway, I grabbed this $15 knockoff on Amazon, and just to try it out. And I wanted to try a much less expensive sort of gateway band that might breathe a little bit better than the Ocean. So I was looking for something that might do that, and I think this one might. We'll see. Anyway, the real one's made of elastomer that is upgraded with silicone, and that means, not silicone, with fluoride. So it's a fluoroelastomer, and that means that it's more durable in harsh conditions like salt water and sweat and pool chemicals and all that. This is just, this sort of knockoff is just silicone. So it's gonna, it's soft and comfy like silicone is, and stretchy. But it's definitely not gonna be as durable as the fluoroelastomer is gonna be that Apple developed. So let's try this thing. And just from the looks of it, I think it's going to be too short, but we'll see. Silicone is also an elastomer. Anything that is elastic, that's a polymer that is elastic, meaning it bounces back to its original shape, is technically a elastomer. Yep, look how short. But if they're smart enough to, like, this is useless now, but if they're smart enough, in fact, ooh, I see the seam. I was gonna say, if they're smart enough, maybe they created the same solution that Apple did to move this thing, this little stay. Yep, they did, look at this. Oh wait, it's not exactly doing what I expected it should do. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, sorry, my bad. Okay, I think I'm gonna put it all the way down to the last hole here because of my giant wrist. And then snap, yep. Okay, try it again. Anyway, so when I was looking for a potential less expensive version of the Ocean, I saw this one because, and it attracted me mainly because of these additional holes. So the Ocean Band has these side holes, but that go all the way through. But this one has a bunch of holes in each one of these valleys, which theoretically should give you a lot more ventilation than the Ocean Band. Anyway, so I'm literally on the last one. I have a pretty big wrist, and if you're comparing at home, compare the Apple Watch's size to my wrist and yours so that you can tell if this would fit you or not. But for my size wrist, this is barely enough on that last hole. And luckily this thing was movable. I actually don't mind that. Those things kind of pretty close together like that. It's kind of actually not bad. But this is as tight as I'd ever want it. I'd even prefer one more notch, but anyway, it's not bad. Anyway, you can tell the difference. Silicone's less stiff, less tough, so this, you know, sort of knockoff band is not going to hold up anywhere near like the real deal would. Who knows, maybe I'll jump for it one of these days, but at 15% of the cost of the Apple Ocean band, it's still a worthy experiment to me, just to try it out. And hopefully these additional ventilation holes will make all the difference. Anyway, of course I can't vouch for it. I just got it, so I can't say whether it's good or not, and we'll see how it wears. And if it's half decent, I might record a follow-up. Anyway, that's what's the name of this company again? Astorgos. Made in China, just like the Apple Ocean band. Anyway.